Hi everyone, my name is Nalapneni Manoj Kumar and I am from City University of Hong Kong. I work as a doctoral research scholar in Dr. Chopra's research group at CityU. Our group mainly focus on sustainability and resilience assessment of circular economy business practices. And I am here to share recent output from my research group, and the presentation title is Blockchain Empowered Resilient and Sustainable Circular Economy. Here is the outline for today's presentation. The outline mainly deals with upon exploring the two main challenges of circular economy business practices, that is sustainability and resilience. Then the proposed framework that is based on blockchain and IoT. Then how this framework is implemented in order to study the sustainability and resilience of various circular economy business models. In the living world, the concept of landfill doesn't exist practically. If we clearly see the natural system, the whole process of life is circular, whereas we the humans adapted a linear approach. Under this approach, we mainly take, make, dispose the things. For example, whenever a new product comes into the market, we ditch the old one and opt for the new. And each time we do this, we are reaching to a stage of the resource depletion for manufacturing new products, and on the other side, the landfills are filled with the waste causing environmental pollution. Hence, we need to rethink and start focusing on a natural system that is truly based on circularization. And if we see the picture given here, we can understand the difference between linear economy and circular economy and why we need to move to circular economy. And circular economy at its core ensures circularization of resources by promoting recycling, reuse, and other R frameworks. In addition, the circular economy is backed by various business models. Under these business models, most of the circular economy practices can be implemented. Though CE seems to be possible, it mainly suffers from few challenges. CE is not automatically sustainable, and this is due to the associated energy consumption and environmental impact for the involved CE process. So this clearly indicates that there is an issue of sustainability, and sustainability can be considered one of the major challenges for implementing circular economy business models. And on the other side, CE is inherently vulnerable due to its interconnectedness causing the cascading impacts. For example, supply chain disruption due to COVID-19. So this clearly tells us that the issue of resilience is one of the challenge under circular economy. So overall, the aim is to develop low carbon circular economy practice with minimal environmental impacts and at the same time ensuring the resilience. Now the question is, how do we address the challenge of sustainability and resilience? In order to assess the performance of each business model, we need to have an empirical model. For that reason, we have come up with a mathematical expression that is a function of resilience indicators and sustainability indicators. So which means we need to evaluate the resilience indicators separately and sustainability indicators separately for each business model. So under the sustainability indicators, we can use life cycle assessment approaches to evaluate, and at the same time for resilience indicators, we can use the four component framework that is shown in the slide. So using this four component framework, we will try to evaluate the preparedness, robustness, and the recovery rate and the adaptation levels of a system for any disturbances that occurs. Using the earlier discussed approach, we conducted a life cycle assessment study on textile waste biorecycling process. So what we observed here is the main concerns. The main concerns we have in order to perform LCA resilience is the data. Unless until we have a real data of the system or the process, we can exactly quantify the associated environmental impacts. Otherwise, there would be a lot of uncertainties. We understood the limitation with the data. Hence, we try to come up with few of the digital solutions that would enable us to monitor the data of various physical processes involved in the circular economy practices. So we mainly considered blockchain, which is a digital ledger. So the main reason for considering this digital ledger is to have a transparent, non-tampered, and a traceable data between any of the CE stakeholders. In this particular slide, we clearly represented a CE transaction that happened with and without blockchain. The upper half of the figure represents a CE transaction without any blockchain or a digital records. What would happen here is stakeholder one would initiate a CE transaction of certain physical flows. The associated information may or may not be shared in accurate manner. Whereas the below figure represents a CE transaction involving all the stakeholders within the value chain who will be acting as a validators for the particular transaction. Let's say stakeholder 1 initiates a transaction to stakeholder 2. The physical flows will be sent, whereas the information associated with the physical flows is given a security signature and broadcasted into the CE value chain stakeholders who will be approving the transaction, and the information is stored in the blockchain. In this way, the whole information is stored in the blockchain. But in some cases, if we have data that needs to be collected from a physical environment, we need to approach the help of various sensors. So that's the reason we have embedded IoT devices into our framework. So what does this IoT devices will do is, IoT devices will collect the real-time information from any process or any product or any system. That information will be directly stored into the blockchain ledgers. Then that particular data can be used to model or create a lifecycle inventory and then carry out the lifecycle assessments. Once the entire data is available, using this particular data, the system can be modeled and the associated functionalities like prediction, analytics can be carried out with the system by applying some disturbances. So this would allow us to understand the resilience of the system for acute or disruptive events. Upon understanding the blockchain and IoT concepts, a blockchain-based digital platform is proposed for circular economy practices. And the proposed platform here is a generalized scenario, and this can be further enhanced in particular with any of the circular business models. And a general case is shown here. The left side of this particular slide shows the decisions involved in the overall platform, whereas the right side image is the life cycle of a product. So this particular life cycle of a product has different stakeholders, and the decisions of stakeholders and the decisions of this digital records of the blockchain are taken into account to create this particular architecture. Using this architecture, we can have a traceability on data flow or a CE transaction execution between each stakeholder. How this traceability algorithm works is here. Let us say if one of the stakeholder is requesting other stakeholder for certain inputs, for certain data, what would mainly happen here is once the CE data transaction is initiated, the stakeholder will have an analysis or he will assess himself whether the data requested by the other stakeholder is under shareable category, public category or a private category. Then he will check with the complaints associated. Then the data will be shared. In this way, each and every stakeholder can have a control of their data, and also the data can be visible to other stakeholders upon granting an access rights. And the proposed blockchain-based platform for circular economy is implemented for different circular economy business models. And the first business model we consider here is energy sharing in microgrids. So what we have done here is we have considered 3 residential electricity users, assuming that each residential electricity user is a microgrid and connected to a centralized grid. Whenever there is a disruption or there is a fault occurred at the grid side, there would be power imbalances at the residential electricity user. And due to this, the unmet loads would vary based on the capability of power generation facility available at the residential electricity user. But in our case, in order to differentiate that, one residential electricity user is considered only with battery without any other power generation facility, whereas the rest two are considered with a natural gas power generator plus battery, other is considered with a solar power generator plus battery. And now whenever there is a power deficit in any of the household, the other two households should be able to share the energy. And the whole system is studied considering the resilience and sustainability indicators, which are given below. And we understood that the blockchain could help us to understand the hotspots with the system, and accordingly the decisions can be taken so that the system would not fail. Similarly, we have applied the same framework for another business model under circular economy category, that is resource recovery. So what we have done here is we have considered end of life building integrated photovoltaic modules, and these modules are rich in silicon, aluminum, copper, silver, glass and polymer materials. If we don't recycle these modules, ultimately the solar panels has to be in the landfill, which would cause environmental pollution. Our main motto is to understand the true potential of material recovery and how blockchain could able to trace the materials from the life cycle. For example, when a photovoltaic module is manufactured, the blockchain will be accounting all the input materials used. And at the same time, when the modules are at recycling facility, the recovered materials can be quantified, and the difference in materials lost to the environment can be easily quantified, and associated environmental impacts can also be easily assessed. And in similar way, the resilience assessment for planning recycling facilities can be easily done based on the spatial data that is available in the blockchain. As a third case study, we applied the proposed framework for reuse of wastewater in Kahlenberg Industrial Symbiosis. So here Kahlenberg industrial symbiosis is a cooperation between various industries. They come together and starts exchanging their waste. So in Kahlenberg industrial symbiosis, what would happen is the waste of one company is used as a raw material for another company. So this happens in particular with the wastewater here. And here, whenever there is a disruptive event occurs, or whenever there is a shortfall in the water flows from one industry to other flows, the downstream industries would get affected and causing it as a resilience problem. And identifying such hotspots is very critical, and also establishing a new IS relationships where the flow is retained back. That's the reason we used a blockchain based platform here, and this blockchain based platform will allow us to search for the suitable IS partner, and immediately a relationship can be established and the associated water flows can be met. From the three case studies, we understand that blockchain has the true potential in circular economy applications. And the following conclusions are made based on the investigation. This provides evidence for innovative approaches to transform the current linear waste management systems into circular economy. The developed blockchain-based circular economy platform provided the detailed insights on end-of-life product tracing, material potential estimation, and possible recovery of high-valued materials by enhancing resilience and sustainability. And we also believe that more attention could be paid on the integration of social sustainability elements into circular economy and also the digital enabled circular economy systems. Thank you very much for the given opportunity. If you have any questions, please feel free to contact us through the given emails. Thank you again.